Since the Sandbox fans, it is Can Drive week. Get your canned goods in. Come and have a party with us on Saturday. Twan's going to be having a solo party in the bathroom at the Gamecocks game watching the fights.
Hanging out by the trots.
Yeah. No, but it's Can Drive season. So this Saturday we'll be gathering at the Orient Heights Yacht Club to come together. Everyone makes a donation at the door and just have a good time in our community. Those goods will benefit the East Boston Community Soup Kitchen and the Crossroads Shelter. Do have to say a special shout out to all my coworkers at TJX because they're really showing up. I got 3 bags at work that I'm going to be taking home later on this week. So love to get new people involved in the Can Drive, and obviously something that, you know, we keep very close to what we believe in here as everything we do here at Cincy Sandbox. So if you haven't already, please send us a message and let us know how we can collect your canned goods from you, or you can go and visit the Orient Heights Yacht Club or Pleasant Park Yacht Club and make your donations. But we have the Week 11 Fantasy Football Rankings coming up. We have a new episode of Power Rankings just 2 weeks away.
Already different than Week 8, like way different.
I can't believe that in Week 12 of the season, I'm going to welcome a brand new team to the Power Rankings.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Bro, I get the same thing.
Yeah, okay, I think we're thinking. Stay tuned. All right. This is a weird one, Twan. A lot of players off my list, and with bye weeks, we have Washington and Philly. Not going to hear those guys on the list.
A lot of big names.
That's a lot of names. And then we're talking Giants, Cardinals, Panthers, Bucks. So, I mean, not too many there. There's probably more in Washington and Philly on Thursday night than there is in those 4 teams.
Dude, you have 5 minimum from fucking Philly itself.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Going to be crazy, I guarantee you, because there's that many star players in Thursday Night Football. We're going to see who scored the first touchdown for Miami last night. It was their 5th string wide receiver. Washington.
Something Washington. Michael Washington. Some fucking weird name.
He's legit the 5th string wide. What is he doing on the field?
I don't
What
know,
is he doing on the field?
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Vegas is lying. The public is not winning.
And also what didn't make any sense to me and still led to a victory is how does Raheem Mostert have 10 touches in every single game this season, and yesterday he's just blanked. Like, literally blanked. Wild shit going on in primetime football, and it actually makes me scared to bet primetime football going forward.
Dude, it's terrible, because that's the game that everyone sits down, they're like, all right, I got 10 minutes to cook something up here.
I got 10 minutes to recuperate on all the losses I had from all day. Let's play it safe.
Make or break for the week. Thursday night right off the bat, and we lost.
Yeah.
That's just how it keeps going.
No, Thursday was the only day that we won.
You have a good win Thursday?
Thursday we won. I took Jamar Chase to score straight for like 70 bills. So.
Oh, yeah.
That alone was better than anything I did all week.
Oh, my God. We got to talk about that game Jamar Chase had, bro. So,
missed 2 games to start the season.
Receiving yards leader.
I mean, I think it would have been different if Nico Collins still played.
Totally agree. It would have been closer at least, but dude, with that's the kind of game that gets you the offensive player of the year at some point.
For sure. And hold on. Horrible play from the Texans and the Lions on Look, you want to give us all these primetime games with these shit bum teams, and you promise us a good show. You finally give us the good teams. And look at the 2 games we got on Sunday night and Monday night. Horrible. Thursday Night Football has been the best primetime game of the week every week this season.
It never happens, too. This is the first fucking time we ever get this, especially since it's been on Prime.
Amazon. Great job. Great job, Amazon.
They figured it out.
All right.
My God. Just
good.
Primetime Sunday night. Dude, you have 2 guys that Jared Goff is being talked about as an MVP, and he throws 5 picks.
Something's not right.
I don't get it, bro.
Yeah.
And they win.
Yeah.
They won. He threw 5 picks and they won.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we watching?
There's some serious questions with Houston. It's not on Stroud. I don't think it's a defensive thing. Something's just not clicking, and I get the injury things are a lot to overcome. And it's even crazier to say that if you insert Nico Collins, it's probably all fixed too.
Yeah. Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder if it has anything to do with because the offense just not firing. I'm not CJ Stroud's not having those crazy games, but
Well,
I don't know if they're not calling the game right because I know the talent's there. Like, you see it.
It makes me wonder if people are feeling differently about Bobby Slowick right now, who was a potential head coaching candidate, high OC potential, like obviously already showing that with Houston. But that's like my biggest takeaway with it. And it's like, I feel very strongly about D'Amico, but did we give him too much praise too early?
I know, because he just pulled a shit bum team out of the rut.
Yeah, and I mean, was it him? Was it CJ? Was it just all the newness? So
No idea. But the Texans, man,
yeah.
Another bad week or two, like they might not even be top 15, bro. Like,
I was gonna say, I
don't know if
they're
in the
probably
rankings
fringe right now.
They
were back end the last time we did the list.
They might.
The Houston Texans, the last time we did this list, my list was different than yours.
I was 9. I know I had them at 9.
I know you did. Mine was 5.
Yeah, I got them at 11 right now in my live rankings.
Oh, you guys will have to wait till mine.
Yeah, I just gave them the teaser of the outside the rankings. You know what I mean?
Alrighty, tight ends.
Let's go.
10. This guy got a little bit banged up this week. But every single time after the past couple weeks, I'm just feeling a little bit iffy about these big favorable matchups. And, like, a lot of these spreads are, like, big differences just at a quick glance on a fucking Tuesday. But I have Laporta going against Jacksonville. Like, I knew that Jacksonville game smelled fishy this past week. And it's not even like Jacksonville played good. The Vikings just literally played horrible.
Horrible football, dude.
Here I have Laporta. I mean, he's been solid. He's been better than he was to start the year. So, like, that can get him a 10 spot. But, like, let's also keep in mind, 10 in the tight end rankings, you're probably less than 7 points.
Yeah, you're sitting somewhere around there.
9 Kraft at Chicago. This is another iffy one. Oh, everything's getting blown up in Chicago. Division game. 7-point home dogs. I don't know.
I agree. I think I'm on the Chicago spread.
Yeah, I don't like.
Well, actually, I'm not betting, but if I were to, Chicago spread.
Yeah, it's real strange. But Kraft should get back to being, the top 5 tight end he was recognized to be throughout the course of this year. I think the bye week was healthy for Jordan Love. He is in the rankings this week, but it's not a crazy spot. 8 here on the list is 8, and it's Kyle Pitts, and I actually think the Falcons are going to lose this game versus Denver. A 6-point spread, real strange. Denver's home. I feel like that's a tough place for Atlanta to travel to, coming off of a tough division game that the picks, I had the Saints.
You have the Saints?
Bro.
That's your thing, man.
Yeah,
that's your thing.
The coach, give it to me.
I don't, dude, every single time. I know it's coming every single time.
Well, hopefully next year I get you on board because unless Mike McCarthy's next. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Dable might be next, bro.
It's
not him. I don't blame him, though.
No, I don't think. I know Mara came out and said that Shane and Dable are going to be back. Like, the worse it gets, like, I understand. But, like, dude, I don't know if I'm ready to, like, can Dable. Daniel Jones, you can't give him any more excuses. My whole conversation with him was, like, are you really going to say, like, Drew Lock's better right now? And the only counter to that is that if Daniel Jones has a season-ending injury, then he guarantees himself $23 million for next year. So it's the Russell Wilson scenario of last. Mm-hmm. And I think, like, we should roll the dice and probably pull him and just say, hey, Locke, we have 2 wins. It's not going to get much worse. Go manage the game. Go be a backup quarterback. Yep. And it's not because they would never say this. It's not because he's the better quarterback. It's because we can't afford next year to pay a guy $23 million that isn't part of our future.
Yep, 100%.
And that is the conversation. And I believe that is part of the reason on why Saquon's not here. Everything looked great. He's hopping backwards, doing all this. But if the Eagles are the Cowboys this year, like next year the Eagles suck and the Cowboys somehow figure it out with Vrabel or Belichick or whoever the hell it's going to be, then you're sitting with that salary and God forbid that 30-year-old running back gets hurt, then it's like, well, the next 2 years are guaranteed.
Does it make you happy to see how fucking disastrous it is in Dallas right now?
It does, but it doesn't make me feel any better about the future that Washington turned it around in a lot less time than we did.
They did turn it around.
And everyone was out on like Sirianni and the Eagles, and now in the same sentence we're talking about them versus the Lions in the NFC Championship.
See, I think that the Eagles are one of these teams that when the going gets tough, it's done. Like they're going to check themselves out, or they're going to beat themselves with penalties. Like that's kind of how they do things.
They just have the depth, though.
They do. They're super talented. It's just
and regardless of how you feel about Sirianni, they have the coordinators too. So that's the part of it that's like you have the personnel, you do have the right coaching, and that's an organization that's willing to play some risky football. So that's my big takeaway there. But I don't know how we went from Kyle Pitts in Denver to the NFC East.
Insane. You like that? That's called the week.
Yeah, legit. 7, I got Njoku. I don't know how to feel about this game. Like, I could see the Saints winning it. I could see the Browns winning a 12-10 fucking ball game. Like, I just have to think that Njoku's going to be, like, a prime part of, like, that offense. But is it like, enough? It's going to be, like, 8 for, like, 50. Like, you know, like, they'll try and give him, like, a couple of screens. In the PPR format, 13 points, you're really content with that. But if they get within the 10, like, it's probably Nick Chubb 4 times straight. So, especially versus Saints team that's very comparable to them. We'll see how it goes in 6. First time making the rankings this week. Dude gets the targets, and like I just checked out the game logs and look at some numbers. Jonnu Smith's kind of been involved in that offense. I got Jonnu Smith here at 6. Home versus the Raiders. This is a matchup and a team that I think should be favorable for the Miami Dolphins.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But that's a great segue because at number 10, I have Jonnu Smith here.
Okay.
So I have Jonnu Smith here in the rankings. At 9, I do have Kincaid in here. I think the Buffalo's going to elevate themselves this week playing Kansas City.
I don't know if he's going to be healthy enough to play.
He doesn't have the questionable.
Questionable. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. With a knee?
I didn't even see the tag today.
Yeah. I did this at 2:30.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, I still got Kincaid. Because even at fuck the Chiefs.
Yeah. I'm interested to see the way the matchup goes. Like, I wonder if, like, the Bills or the Chiefs are going to try and be petty. Like, I know Worthy was the trade piece. Like, are they going to try and get him in the end zone? Like, and, hey, up yours. Like, you know what I mean?
I do think they will. I think the Bills are due to beat the Chiefs, though. I'm going to say it right now. I think, and the Chiefs are due to fucking lose, man.
Are they, though? Like,
they have to, bro.
Look,
they have to.
They won a game that wasn't even with the ball being in their hands and them not being the better team.
I know, dude. They keep winning ugly games. They can't go undefeated.
I'm sorry, but that wasn't officiating. That was.
It was. No, it was. I didn't say it yet. I didn't say it. When it is, I will.
Yeah.
When it is, I will. You'll hear it. I'm sure Juwan Taylor has a couple offsides, but I didn't watch every snap of that game, so maybe I'll go back and find the receipts. But yeah, Kev, I got you this week, man. Buffalo's gonna do it this week. I'm telling you.
That's the easiest Chiefs pick
I'm
I've
telling
ever.
you. I'm telling you right now.
You mentioned Kevin. I'm on your side.
I'm telling you right now. At 8, Evan Ingram. He's got the skill. He's in here for me.
No Ingram. As long as Mac Jones is throwing him the ball, that offense sucked.
I'm telling you, it looked terrible. Mac will
prevail.
Dude, he'll play one game and you'll go.
Yeah.
And then he'll do what he did last night. Like we'll get a sneaky decent one at some point from Mac, but that'll be it.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry I got here at 7.
Okay.
Might be a little low.
No Henry.
No Henry?
No Henry. No Ingram.
I like the matchup for him here this week. Against the Rams, I think I do like the matchup. I like the targets, and I like how good Drake May's playing. Like he's doing what he's got to do to win. It's not he's had flashy moments, but then he had this game against Chicago where it's like, can you manage and just make sure we win the game? And he did it. I like what I'm seeing out of him. He's better than Caleb Williams.
Wait. Do the Bears and the Broncos play this year? Do we know? We don't have to check, but
I don't know.
Caleb Williams is going to lose to the other quarterbacks, taking out Michael Penix, that have been first. Lost to Jaden Daniels, lost to Drake May.
Yeah.
That's why I'm dying to know about Bo Nix. bad luck for Chicago. And they're going to do the same. They're going to fire Eberflus, second year of the quarterback in his rookie contract. They're going to get a new coach who's going to try and be an offensive guy. But look, you're seeing, like, Jaden Daniels with a defensive coach. He just has the proper coordinator, and he was in the building for Chicago.
I'm trying to think, like, who's the other? So Penix is the other one, Caleb's the other one, and it's Bo Nix. Wasn't there one other?
Drake May.
No, right before Bo Nix, someone got. Am I crazy? JJ McCarthy's hurt. That's what it is. I was going crazy. I'm like, there's 6 quarterbacks, dude. But before I'm going to kick it back over to you, I got Njoku here at 6. Not too far off from you, but he's got to be a major focal point of that offense.
5, I got Andrews. I think Andrews has deserved, like, his position back in the rankings. And look, especially if likely he's not going to be healthy enough to play, fire him up. And look, this is that matchup at Pittsburgh. We said how this was going to go. You know what's going to happen? I never take first quarters or first halves. I might take Pittsburgh first half and then take the Ravens on the back end with the money line, bro.
They could.
It's going to be like the same game script as like this Pittsburgh, I almost said Redskins, Commanders game, and go the exact same way and just for the opposite reasons.
Are you impressed with them pulling that win out on the road?
That game could have went either way. I had Pittsburgh with the point, so like I don't want to say I was impressed because like I kind of thought that's like the way it was going to go. Right. I think it was more impressive to me to see Jaden Daniels only lose that game like by 1.
Yeah.
As a rookie quarterback, like going like into like a hostile environment, everything like that. So
the Steelers just keep feeling like this team though that like the books are discounting and like people keep discounting and they keep going out and they win games. And now we got the tough stretch. We're really going to find out here, but like. Dude, I'm incredibly impressed that we're looking at a only 2-loss Pittsburgh team here. They're playing good competition. It hasn't been all divisional games, but they're playing good competition.
And not only that, everyone keeps talking about like the Baltimore Ravens as like the team to supersede the Chiefs this year and all that. They're not even first in their division.
They're not. They are not. And the Ravens have a very exploitable part of their game right now, and you'll see it when we get to the receiver rankings. Their defense is getting cooked in the pass game.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely cooked.
They're the 32nd ranked passing defense in the NFL.
Dude, that is very un-Ravens-like.
Yeah. Kyle Hamilton, a couple weeks, that'll do it to you.
Yep.
4, I got Bowers going against Miami. Don't love it, but, I mean, he just gets, like, the volume. Like, out of all these tight ends, I know you probably have him at 1. I do just kind of feel like the tight ends above have better opportunities to get in the end zone, and that can be a big difference here in this list. 3, I got Hawkinson. He's fully back. He's back. Took a big hit. Took a couple plays off. A drive or 2 off. Tennessee's like a team that I'm sure they're going to try and double JJ. If that's the case, Hawkinson will beat any linebacker or safety one-on-one out of the slot or in tight. So, like Hawkinson this week. At 2, I got Kelsey going against Buffalo. I know Buffalo's going to try and do everything they can to stop him. Like, he's just good for 7 receptions a game, like, regardless. Like, his over 5 catches is now the new Mooney. That's what it is for me.
I've been looking for a new Mooney.
Yeah.
Hey, I need something.
I've been taking it. If Kittle had 3 more yards, that parlay hits for 315. So that he's in it. And 1 is where I have Kittle going against Seattle. I know Debo's usually the guy that beats up on Seattle. I expect that again, but Kittle's just been too involved. 50 yards, 4 catches. It's consistent, and then you get a tutty on top of it. So George Kittle at 1.
Yep, Kittle, man, playing like the best tight end in the league this year. Steve at 5, I got Kyle Pitts. I do think Atlanta's going to win this game, but it's not going to be easy. Coming off a loss to New Orleans. That was almost I know you expected it. I had hoped that it didn't happen because I do like the Falcons, but I think they're going to get right this week. They're going to win. It's not going to be by a lot. The Broncos are a tough out for anyone, but I got them this week. 4, I got Bowers. Don't jump the gun like that.
Yeah.
All right, come on, bro.
Okay.
I know he's on all of my fantasy teams. We got
whoa.
It gets dicey.
When you get back from all your weekend adventures, you will lose some pizza.
I do. I owe Lou some pizza. I know. Well, dude, he looks pretty happy, like singing every week for TikTok. Like, you know what I do?
Oh man,
you know, like that
for the shoe. We are the Colts.
This is our Colts. This is our team.
We're gonna get bleed blue.
I know. Oh my God.
Man. Love it. Love it.
At 3, I got Kelsey. So we're very, very close here. We have Kelsey and Hawkinson flipped. I heard that Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift are going to take the first 5 minutes of the game off to go get their 10th booster. So I got Kelsey here at 3. I'm going Hawkinson at 2. You're right. He's fully back, dude.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to get involved. They're going to get him active. And at 1, it's George Kittle. He's the best tight end in the league this year.
Quarterbacks. Interesting list this week. At 12, starting the list. Do have Kirk. Not expecting a 20-point performance from him, though. Like, if he gets me 14 to 16 versus this Broncos defense on the road, hostile environment, I'd take that. Right above him, Knicks. I think Knicks is going to outplay him. I think he's going to get more fantasy points. Like, I don't know if we... Like, they've been so weird, like, as a passing offense because, like, obviously Cortland Sutton's there, but you throw it to Vele or Lil Jordan Humphrey. Like so many different guys. It's so strange. And they, like, 1 week it's Javonte, and 1 week it's Estime, and then it's
Jaleel
like,
McLaughlin goes in for a couple.
I can't even estimate which guy it's going to be.
I got no idea.
I really don't. But the one thing I do know is it's going to be Knicks. So Knicks at 11. 10, I have Darnold. Not what I want to see in layup games. Mm-hmm. Not at all. And I know that this is still a guy that's going to be paid handsomely in the offseason to go be the quarterback somewhere else because of everything he's did this year. But, I mean, some of those comments that Doug Peterson make, like, is it just Justin Jefferson? Because I'm sure, like, Daniel Jones would look that great with Justin Jefferson, too. Yeah, I don't know, actually. I mean, because Neighbors was fucking wide open all day.
Dude, I don't think it's just Justin. I think Sam Darnold's play. I give credit to Justin Jefferson, sure, but I give the most credit to Kevin O'Connell, dude. I just think, I think he's the QB whisperer, honestly. Yeah. I think he's the QB whisperer. He's the receiver whisperer. He is a mastermind of football.
Yeah, absolutely. Next on the list is Tua going against the Raiders, and that could be a little bit low. Tua's back. He took a blow to the head. He survives.
He's back.
He's okay.
Yeah, but you know what they did? Just loosen him up for the next one.
Stop it.
When the wind goes by and he goes.
Yeah, right. But Achane, I feel like he plays well at home. I expect that to be a big game from him with the Raiders. And you know, like, I know I don't know if you heard Tyreek said he really aggravated a wrist injury, like with him getting like arrested and stuff like that.
Couldn't have happened to a better guy.
Yeah, I don't know like the factualness of all of those allegations, but if I was him, I'd probably be saying the same shit too.
Wait, he hurt his wrist on like the video that we all saw. Like
he re-aggravated his wrist on that video being forced in cuffs. That's what is being said. At 8, Jordan Love at Chicago. I mean, I want to be a little bit more optimistic coming off of a bye week. It's just tough because this is a division game, and it can really go any way possible. The only guarantee in this game is 70 yards from Josh Jacobs. That's about it.
I know, dude.
That's
I know,
about
100%.
7, I got Purdy. Purdy's been playing lights out. Honestly, like, probably closer to that top 5 category if these guys didn't have, like, a lot higher ceilings, and maybe Ayuk was still in that offense.
Bro, they should have looked. I mean, granted, I was saying you should keep Ayuk. He's great. Like, they should have told Ayuk to fuck off if they knew how Purdy was going to play this year.
Or Pearsall.
Dude, Pearsall, and then Jawan Jennings has his role too.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah,
I stared at a Jawan Jennings receiving yards bet this week, and I just didn't.
Oh, I hammered it. 50?
I felt so dumb. I looked at it and go, I've been kind of getting bold with a lot of the picks and getting burned, so I'm not going to do this one.
Honestly, I have a lot of success betting the 49ers. Purdy's rush line, take it every week. Yeah. I really do. It's good. Kittle, 50 yards, take it. And then with the receivers, like this week with Seattle, Debo's the guy. That's the guy I'm going to be looking at. Look, Pearsall he'll be like Jawan Jennings last year. He'll have like a couple of weeks sprinkled in, and Jawan's going to be Ayuk from last year. So he'll have his big games, and he'll still be consistent when it's not that. And 6 is Mahomes versus Buffalo. I skipped one, so I did an extra one, actually. So
that's all good.
6,
all good, brother.
6 is Mahomes. Mahomes knows what's at stake for these games. I expect excellence. And, I mean, 6 I feel like is still a pretty fair spot like that. It leaves room for an interception. It leaves room for them to run the ball successfully. So it's not a tremendous day, but it's good enough where he's not going to lose them the game.
So you do have Chiefs this week?
I didn't make that decision yet.
Okay.
But probably.
But if you do, okay.
Probably.
Just let me know.
Yeah?
That might be the one. That might be the one that we go against each other this week. That's our bet. You want it now?
Yeah.
There we
Okay,
go.
we'll
There's
take it.
our $25 parlay.
Sounds good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
By the way, I might need you to fire him in for
Yeah.
DraftKings for me because it's not legal in South Carolina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
oh,
not.
shit.
But I got my side book. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Incriminating myself right now. Don't worry. We got a backup plan.
Oh, man.
At 12, I got 2 names here from the same game. I have to pick one. I'm going to go Stafford.
Okay.
He's got the receivers that I have in the rankings, and it's logic. I got to go Stafford. But even though I do think May can have a good game. I think he can have a good game this week at 11. I'm right there with you. I got Bo Nix. The guy's scoring. Like, he's scoring points, and he has – listen, for all the shit I talk about Bo Nix at the beginning of the season,
in Denver,
he has impressed me tenfold. Way exceeded my expectations. So shout out Bo Nix. You're at 11 here. I think this is like 3 weeks in a row. He's like snuck his way into the list here.
Yeah,
So
at least the back end. I mean, it's still. This was an overlooked rookie, the last of the class.
100%. A guy that we were like, oh, Sean Payton thought he cooked with this one, right, guys? All
Yeah,
right, he's got
yeah.
mini Drew Brees with legs going. But wait, that's
legs.
way too aggressive. That's way too aggressive. 10, I got Pat Mahomes. Listen, I think he can be productive, but I think Buffalo's going to take it this week, and I think he's going to have some moments where he's going to throw a pick or two, and it's going to struggle, and it's not going to look the prettiest. At 9, I got Jared Goff. I think he's got to get right so bad. Like, I think he's got the most it's low, isn't it?
That's low.
I think he's got the most sour taste in the world.
He'll never throw
right
5. He'll never throw 3 picks again in his career.
Bro, I know. It's crazy. Like, that was not.
Never.
I'm sitting there looking just like, bro, I promised that he was number 2 for MVP this year. I guaranteed it.
And you guaranteed that mush.
I literally mush. Now it is. Like, here we're at the point in the season where, like, we were hot to start the year.
Yeah.
We're getting to be mush. Here. Week 10 on, we're a little mush, dude.
Yeah.
And it's happening for all sports, so do not tail my bets. But at 8, I got Jordan Love. I'm right here with you. Listen, everything points to that he should have a good game, except for the fact that they're playing a Chicago team that's coming off back-to-back struggling weeks and just need to make a stand. Maybe Chicago doesn't win this game. Think they keep it close. Think they can get a turnover off Jordan Love. I got him here at 8. 7, I got Brock Purdy. Same exact spot you had him. This dude's playing absolutely incredible football. He's getting you anywhere from 18 to 25 points every week. It's a lock. Let it happen. I'm going to say 6, too. Jalen Hurts I have here. I know it's low for you.
Ooh.
I know it's low for you.
I can't have him.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So you're really doing a disservice to.
I did. I really just fucking.
Well, I'm assuming you got Jaden Daniels in the top 5.
I do. I absolutely do.
Yeah.
Listen, I think Saquon can have a good week. I'm very high on Saquon. I know that we just talked about this. I'm done betting on Saquon to score these touchdowns.
And guess what? That's the floodgates opening for Saquon to score on Thursday Night Football.
Literally. 3 touchdowns from Saquon. Hurts is getting 0 now.
Yeah. Oh,
God.
Man. Well, everyone's going to catch on. They're going to be like, wow, this dude really scored 3 weeks in a row. He scored twice. Like, shit, let me take Hurts on Thursday Night Football. There's no one else going. It's the safest bet.
Someone's fucking with us, dude.
Zacchaeus, touchdown.
Literally, Zacchaeus is they're bringing out the ghost of fucking Brian Westbrook, and he's getting in the end zone, dude. I swear to God.
I wish, bro. The ghost of Brian Westbrook would be an asset to any team, but at 5 is where Jared Goff should be, Twan.
Okay.
Going against the Jacksonville Jaguars at home, this smells like another 52-point performance from the Detroit Lions.
They really should. They really should.
They should score enough that Amon-Ra should be out at half. Dead serious. Is
he going to be really high in your rankings this week? He always is. That's a good word.
4, I got Stroud against Dallas. I don't know how, but I really do think Dallas keeps this as a close game.
You think so?
I do. I know that they were dumped. They were a disaster. Oh, and I have so much pleasure with saying that. I really do.
It is beautiful. It's beautiful for people that aren't even fans of the other like NFC East teams.
Yeah, because fuck the Cowboys.
Fuck the Cowboys.
And put a
dude.
fucking curtain on that stadium. Like, imagine you're sitting here telling your head coach, you know which way the sun's going to be at fucking 5:03 when the game's going on. But you'd rather have your place look nice rather than your players set up for success to help your organization make money.
Jerry Jones is just about theatrics, bro.
Yeah.
He needs to go. They're screwed.
I can't believe he's crying about the Hall of Fame. Like, what? Wild.
Bro. Insane.
But-
And then to say that they're better off without Dak.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. After
What
you
are
just
you fucking
paid
talking
him.
about?
You just paid him $60 million.
Want to know what the worst thing is? These stupid Cowboy fans are going to be dumb enough to agree with it. It is Dak. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Not your dumbass owner that will never do anything right for football again.
Would you rather be a Jets fan or a Cowboys fan?
Have to say Cowboys. At least
Do you, though?
At least there was good times. At least there was good times.
Okay.
At least you didn't have someone come into your organization, take a shit all over it, and gaslight you like it was the best move they could have ever made, and then go 3-7.
Would you rather be a Raiders fan than both?
Yeah, at least you live in Vegas, probably.
Okay. Stroud gets Collins back on Monday. He should play well. 3, I got Lamar. It's even crazy to have Lamar at 3, but, I mean, it's just tough to not have Allen at 2 or Burrow at 1 here. And, like, all 3 of these, this would literally be 1A, B, and C. Like, that's how I really feel about this. I just have to think that the toughest matchup out of these 3 defenses has to be Pittsburgh in a division game. Like, Allen's going to fucking sling the ball versus Kansas City. And then, like, Burrow's honestly the best quarterback in football right now. He is. Bro, Burrow's the best quarterback in football right now.
He's the best thrower of the ball. I still think Lamar, as far as the quarterback position, I still think, if I'm going to say MVP, that's a different conversation. Than the best
I'm not calling Burrow the MVP.
Yeah, I know. I keep thinking about it in this MVP, like, tunnel vision.
It's tough.
It's so tough. It is tough. Like,
you can elaborate on it in your top 5.
He's fucking playing like it. Yeah, I got 5. I got Stroud. We're very, very, very similar in where we think this is gonna go. I think Dallas loses. I'm not opposed to it being a close game or thinking it could be a close game, but I think Stroud's gonna excel in this game. I think there's a lot of stank going around the Texans right now. Stroud's gonna have a hell of a game. He's here at 5. Burrow I have at 4. The reason why, listen, you said 1, 2, 3 guys in there. I have one more in there. You don't do it because of Thursday. Yeah. So I got Burrow here at 4. He excelled really well last week. I don't think he necessarily doesn't play well. I just don't think he's going to have the exact same game he had against the Ravens. I mean, that's just a matchup made in heaven.
I know the Chargers defense is like playing pretty well this year, but I honestly think the Bengals should blow the doors off.
I think they'll win too. I do think they'll win. I think Burrow will play well.
This is their season. Like, they're playing for like seeding in a wild card spot right now. The 2 teams above them in their division are the 5 and the 1, no matter how you slice it. So you're playing for like 6 and 7, like live or die right now.
I know. And you have to rattle off some wins. And
you know what's even more wild about that picture is last night with the Dolphins win as a 2-6 football team that puts them at 2nd in their division.
Yeah, because they beat us head-to-head.
And they're above the Jets.
Everyone's above the Jets.
Crazy, bro.
Wait, so technically are the Pats above the Jets right now?
Yeah.
You know, I don't care that I lost money anymore, dude. It's fucking awesome. This is great. I can't believe I had the Jets top 5 in the power rankings, buddy.
Wait,
wow.
No, what's worse is you try to say that they deserve to be better than the sole undefeated Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, fuck the Chiefs. Like,
fuck the Jets.
Fuck the Chiefs. Fuck the Jets. No, you're not wrong. Fuck the Jets. 100% you're not wrong, but like fuck the Chiefs too. Come on. Come on.
Yeah,
Steve, at 3, I'll wrap this up. 3, I got Josh Allen. I'm right there with you. They got to be very close. 2, I got Jaden Daniels, and 1, I have Lamar Jackson. The running threat's really what's putting him at top at fantasy for me right now. Because I get it. He's getting 50 yards a game, except for when I bet him to get 50 yards.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I think if I had to put Hurts in the rankings, he would probably still be after Lamar, but like I have Stroud at 4, and him and Daniels would both be well ahead of Stroud at that 4 spot. So keeping that in mind. But let's go to the running backs. Talked about Chubb with the goal line red zone opportunities. Have him here at 20. I think he's going to get a shit ton.
20.
No way.
Yeah.
Bro, where?
We're kind of
on the 20s.
I know, bro. Yeah. We got that shit on lock.
At 19, I have Hunt. I think he's getting a little bit nicked up. They just opened up the practice window. You might be able to squeeze another touchdown or 2 out of him before. I don't want to say his role is going to be diminished because I still think they're going to use him season long through the playoffs, like all that. But just the expectations drastically have to change there. 18, I have Swift. I mean, the Bears offense needs to figure it out, and giving this guy the ball, whether it's in the passing game or the ground game, has proven to be successful. I know there's some questions and offensive line woes going on there that impact the quarterback, impact the ground game. But, I mean, there needs to be some sort of consistency going on there, and there's just none of that. So something needs to happen this week in the ground game. Giving that dude 25 touches, that's a great way to start. 17, Jacobs, I mean, like I said, locked in 70 yards. He's going to get it. Take the rushing and receiving line at 75. Nice and safe. Add it to a parlay. 16, Aaron Jones. Was a little bit weary because of the injury, but he came back in, still played half of the fourth quarter at least, if not more than that. And I feel confident that Aaron Jones, with that offense, with the way that they've been playing, not great, that he has to be a huge part of that game plan going forward. 15, Chase Brown. I mean, how can I not, bro? Dude's balling. I'm pretty sure he has a touchdown in 4 or 5 straight games. Absolutely electric. Zach Moss started the year strong. Neck injury, won't be involved. I don't think Khalil Herbert is going to be as much of an impact as Zach Moss was. He's
going to change the pace a little bit, but they like what they got in Chase Brown.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know they said that they're bringing in Leonard Fournette for a visit. That don't mean anything right now.
Bro, how funny is it that we're all sitting there we're texting in Moosh and everyone's like, Yoshi Voss first touchdown, Gesicki first touchdown, Gesicki almost gets it. So I'm sure there was an Aguilar first touchdown in there.
Yeah.
Marty's quiet. Chase Brown gets it. He goes, boom!
Hey, you know what? Right, you know what, though? I have to give him some props, though, because he called me. When I left Paris Street, he was literally on the phone with me for 25 minutes, and we were talking about, the week, what we're taking. He's like, Steve, bro, take Chase Brown first touchdown. And his parlay was Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, Mark Andrews, and one other dude, maybe Derrick Henry. And they literally all got it.
I know,
He
bro.
got the first touchdown. He got the touchdown parlay. And on top of that, he said, Steve, Coastal lost 2 games straight. They're due. Their head coach was ripping Bears at 2 o'clock. Take them -10. They fucking covered. He was hot as hell, bro.
Dude.
Yeah. I literally texted him after Marty, I'm sorry. I didn't tail a single thing. I didn't want to put all my money on Thursday Night Football. I already had $70 on Jamar Chase. Last week, I put $50 on him to have 2 touchdowns. It paid $360. This week, when we were going over to Anthony's house for Thursday Night Football, you didn't show up, by the way.
I didn't.
It's okay. I asked Matt. I was like, "Yo, what's Jamar Chase to score 2 touchdowns?" He said plus 500. I was like, "Remind me when we get back to the house." We said hi. We got there a little late. Did a little couple other things. Had some sand tops with the pepper juice, real good. And I checked the game and we saw a kickoff, and I was like, "Fuck!" And the first half, I was like, "Damn, he might not score at all." I was getting worried about that 70, and then I was like, "Oh shit!" The second half, he fucking lit it up. So
lit it up, dude.
Yeah,
dude. I'll say that real quick. Bro, I am looking for Marty's bets.
Yeah.
I'm literally looking for Marty's bets because he'll throw a random one in the middle of the day, and I like to check out to see what it is. And if I'm like, ooh.
When you get the betting group notification, you know something good.
That's what I'm like, oh, he knows something.
Yeah,
so that's
absolutely.
what I'll go tail it. Did that with Liverpool.
Did you? Yeah. And you won. 14, I got JK. I think he'll get in the end zone. The Bengals front doesn't scam me or anything like that. And if they're going to play well, then I feel like he has to, get the ball consistently. 13, James Cook. He still should have got the ball more in that Colts game, but, this is the James Cook story. We say this consistently. 12, Breece Hall, yardage consistently, and 11, Jonathan Taylor. Dude's a bull.
Love it.
And he's at 11, so, goes to show you about the top half of the list.
There's depth, dude. I love how good the running backs are this year, bro.
Yeah.
It's so good to see.
Love it.
Very refreshing. 20, like we said, Nick Chubb. We're just on that same wavelength right now.
Yeah.
19, I'm going to give Mondre a little bit of a nod here. I think that they can run on this front. Listen, I understand Jared Verse is playing great football.
So good, bro.
He's playing so good.
Defensive Rookie of the Year already.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm trying to think, who else could possibly be it? It's not Latu. Because the first, 16 picks or 15 picks were all offense.
Yeah.
God, that was crazy. 18, I got Breece Hall. Fuck the Jets. That's all I'm going to say. J.K. Dobbins I got here at 17. I think he can have some success this week. 16, I got DeAndre Swift. I'm right there with you, man. He's the guy that's been successful for them. And, running backs tend to do pretty well against our Green Bay Packers, so I'm going to rock with DeAndre Swift on
Real
that
quick, I know, like, we were talking about how drastic, like, that trade was for Chicago, but, like, DJ Moore might be out of there.
He literally might be out.
Yeah. Like, Keenan Allen's the receiver, and Odunze is, like, pretty involved. So like,
dude, you see the success that DJ Moore and Justin Fields had together, and you still made the decision to be like, I don't know, dude. You had the first overall pick. You could have literally built the roster so different. But
you could have literally traded with the worst team in football and got the first overall pick next year.
And you wouldn't have even needed to pay Justin Fields what, people were thinking. Like, it's ridiculous. 15, I got Kareem Hunt. Right there with you. I think he's still involved in the offense, man. I think they like having him there too. It's just he fits. 14, I got Chase Brown. Let's give this guy his respect every single week now. I mean, he's taking care of business. 13, I got Monty. Might be a little low here. It might be a little low. His counterpart's very high on the list. But Monty's going to get in the end zone this week.
Gibbs had a tough sled versus the Texans.
He did. It's got to get right. It's got to get right. That's what we do. We regression against the mean over here. 12, I got Josh Jacobs. 11, I got Jonathan Taylor, so we're pretty close there, too.
Okay. 10, Kenneth Walker.
Okay.
Coming off a bye week, I feel like this is huge. This is a division game that this team needs to win. Like, the win totals aren't far off for them to be last place in their division, but it's very competitive, and this one's going to mean a shit ton. So Kenneth Walker's going to have to get in the end zone. DK's going to have to come back healthy. That team's going to have to play well and not turn the ball over. 9, I have Kamara, and this is a little bit low of a spot for where I would realistically want to have him. But I mean, this is a deep list. At 8 and 7, I got Sonic and Knuckles. Address that properly. You're slacking.
I know. I keep fucking it up.
But I got them there. I mean, Gibbs is good for the 75 rushing and receiving, and Monty's good for an end zone trip. He's he has the most carries inside the red zone in the entire NFL, or most goal-to-go carries in the NFL. So you'll love to see that if you're a Monty owner. At 6, this is where I have Bijan. I do feel like Bijan's going to have a solid week this week. Like, I know how good Denver is. Algier could have a big week too. But I think when Atlanta plays winning football, that's when those two dudes touch the ball a shit ton. At 5, I don't know where you're going to position this dude, but I'm assuming he's back in the top 10. But this is where I have CMC. He didn't have the same spark that, like, he had, but he showed me more than I was expecting, which is kind of like the in-between of, like, hey, like, not 1, you can work your way up, but it's not 20. Like, for sure it's not 20. Is he in your list?
He's in my list.
4, Derrick Henry. I know that's a little bit low, but, I mean, you already heard Mike Tomlin with the Deontay Johnson comments and everything like that. Like, they have bigger fish to fry than worry about Deontay Johnson, who's likely not going to get targeted versus that team.
Dude, they don't give a fuck about him.
Yeah. He still has to leapfrog Bateman in that offense. And, like, that's a team that, like, the second and third wide receiver barely get 2 or 3 targets.
He's got to leapfrog Aguilar.
Yeah, honestly.
Aguilar's getting touchdown. Like, he scores the ball, and he finds his way open in the red zone.
He might have to leapfrog Wallace.
He might, yeah, I know, seriously. He's leapfrogging Charlie Collar.
At 3, I got Achane. I think it's a huge week for him, but an even bigger week. At a Kyren Williams. 2 touchdowns for Kyren.
Please don't.
And at 1, Joe Mixon. He's getting real frustrated behind that offensive line, not giving him the holes, and he should be because he's running the ball pretty damn well this year. Joe Mixon needs to be high on the list.
This is his best year so far, and he was hurt for half of it, or part of it. Like,
legit.
10, I got Kamara. I'm right there with you. Dude, he's such a good player, but, like, this list is so deep. 9, I'm more optimistic about the Pats' run defense than you, so I got Kyren here at 9, but I'm very well aware that he could kill us. But I do think we're going to see some success from the receivers this week. 8, I got Kenneth Walker.
I just kind of feel like the Pats have, like, kind of been stingy to, like, wide receivers. Like, it depends how Gonzo plays. Like, if Gonzo plays well, it trickles down to the other corners.
But they do struggle when it's 2 receivers. That's when I'm seeing them struggle, when there's 2 guys on the field that can hurt them.
Yeah.
8, I have Kenneth Walker. I mean, the guy's a stud. He's always going to be in a top 10 list. He's a little bit lower than where I usually have him. But listen, Fred Warner's going to be ball hawking this guy. 7, I got CMC, so not too far off of where he had him. He's in here in the top 10. But again, like I said, the spark's just, it's not fully there. Maybe it'll come back a little bit later in the season when
even
they need
if
it in the playoffs.
It's okay.
Like, it's still, because he's still productive. Like, he's still CMC. We can't forget that. 6, I felt so weird putting him out of the top 5, but I think some big week. Yeah, it's D-Hen at 6. I see some big weeks out of 5. Bijan Robinson, a guy that, again, is going to be perennial top 5. 2 touchdowns last week, too. Joe Mixon I got here at 4. 3, I got Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Gibbs is going for, 120 scrimmage and 2 touchdowns this week. Massive, massive performance out of Jahmyr Gibbs. 2, I think you're going to like the spice here. It's Devon Achane.
Oh, let's go.
Devon Achane's going to go off.
Yeah.
Off this week. And at 1,
Fixing.
Saquon Barkley.
Oh, where did you have Joe Mixon?
4.
Okay, I was going to say I must have just missed that very briefly.
I really do think it's Saquon's week to fucking ball out.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I already put my boost parlay in.
Don't worry, I see it.
Yeah. B-Rob, Devonta, and then the tight ends yards on both. I think Ertz is a revenge game for Ertz, 1, and 2. Like I just kind of feel like their secondary could be a little bit stingy to Terry McLaurin, so I'm like, that could be a guy like 25 early in the week. Like, that's a low line right now. And, primetime football, everyone's going to be picking the big-name guys. Like, Goddard should be a lock for 25 yards.
I think so, too. I think they can beat that.
I was pretty impressed with, what it was paying out for a 4-leg parlay. But let's hop over to the wide receivers.
Let's go.
20, I kind of wanted your assistance on this one. Both of these guys in the same game. I just didn't know which way the passing game was going to go. So my tie here at 20 is Keenan Allen, Jaden Reed. Who do you feel like is going to have the bigger week? Because I was kind of leaning Keenan Allen, but what in that offense is making me feel that they're going to have a better performance?
It's just that they're due.
Yeah.
That's literally it. It's
yeah.
just I'd like to say that Jaden Reed is the obvious answer, but dude, Chicago's pretty good against the pass, man. They got a great corner in Jalen Johnson, and he's probably going to draw the Jaden Reed straw until Jaden Reed moves to the slot and
takes the top off. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. I think Keenan's the play.
Okay. We'll go Keenan at 20.
Now it'll be Jaden Reed.
Yeah.
The
well,
deal,
they're both right there.
Yep.
At 19, I got Jamison Williams. I expect him to still be heavily involved in the game and had a couple of crucial catches this past week. 18, I got Jawan Jennings, another guy that I just kind of feel like has to be a part of that offense going forward. 17, a little bit lower than where I typically would have him, but not drastically far off. Shakir. I do think that it's an Amari Cooper week, but there's just so many freaking weapons there that it's like the plethora of weapons hurts the rest of the weapons, like production and everything like that. At 16, this is where I have Tank Dell. When no Stephon Diggs, I kind of feel like in that passing offense, he should be a top 20 guy consistently. But it took a lot for me to put him in there, knowing the way he cocked me this past week.
I know. That's
legit a half a yard.
That's
and you know what was crazy is before he made his final first down catch, he was on 30. So I was like, how did he just get a first down? And it wasn't 10 yards. So I kept going back looking for the stat correction. I'm like, is DraftKings even gonna accept a stat correction? So I was like, it was really, really, really fishy to me.
Of course it is. They know. They're all watching.
Well, I'm like, dude, who else is going to get it? And then I'm like, well, who else were people going to bet? Tank Dell had to be one of the most bet people for the Houston Texans, along with Joe Mixon, who did nothing.
Yep.
And go figure. 15, this is where I have CD. It's a drop from where his normal positioning was. He catches a touchdown last week, and maybe this is drastically different, but that sun is literally right in his eye, and to hear the owner not give a fuck about that, I'm like,
dude, he's so senile.
I would not want to play for the Cowboys.
Dude, and imagine being
I would not want to coach for the
oh,
Cowboys.
I just got the bag, and now I'm
stuck
with this
here.
dude again.
Yeah, absolutely. 14, I have Zay Flowers. 13, same game. Pickens, excited to see who's going to be the better receiver out of this matchup. I mean, I'd love to say Pickens with the excruciating matchup that he's going to draw versus the worst pass defense in the NFL, but that might be too obvious. It's going to be a Van Jefferson or a Calvin Austin type of game. No Calvin Ridley in the rankings. Don't worry, I guess.
Oh, really?
No.
There may be a Calvin Ridley in my rankings.
Oh. At 12. DK Metcalf. Have to have DK back in here. Should be a little bit more healthy in 11. Debo, and I honestly think it's too low. Take Debo for a touchdown. Look, I was going to try and do some,
love the Debo pick. How about boom?
No. No. None of that.
Not a big fan of the Costco guys, huh?
I can go to Costco and be a guy too.
Ready for 20?
Yeah.
New name. Never been in either of our rankings.
Don't tell me like a poke.
No, dude, it's not that bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Cedric Tillman.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's spicy, right?
No.
No, it's spicy. Come on. Just wait for it. A crisp 14 points out of Cedric Tillman this week. I'm saying it's 6 catches, 80 yards. That's what's happening.
Okay.
19, Josh Downs. I love getting this guy in the rankings because he's the guy in that offense right now, man.
I don't have Downs in here. I really wanted to, and he was in consideration for the 20 spot with Allen and Reed. I just think that when there's no Pittman, Downs has a less likelihood of getting in the end zone, and they still have things to fix.
He does. I don't entirely know that he needs to get in the end zone, though. I think he can get 7 catches for 85 yards, and like that could be satisfying for a 19 spot, I guess. Definitely 15 plus points. It's not too shabby. Speaking of 15 plus, every week at least, Darnell Mooney here. I don't have London in the rankings. I put Mooney in because I think London's going to draw the Surtain treatment, and I think
Mooney.
I think Mooney's going to be able to not expose the second corner, but I think he's going to be able to be the guy that is effective in that offense with Pitts. I think London's getting shut down this game. 17, same game, Cortland Sutton. I like Cortland Sutton's ability to catch the ball, occasionally get in the end zone. He is the receiver 1. He's super talented. I got Sutton in here, 16, not too far off. Shakir. I agree that it's an Amari Cooper game, but I didn't put him in here because I just don't know. But what I do know, death taxes Khalil Shakir is a top 20 every week fantasy option.
Yeah.
Like he really is.
I don't know what the fingers were pointing at. Yeah.
It was supposed to be death taxes Khalil Shakir.
It looked a little too ass.
Fucking jazz hands over here, dude. I'm fucking jonesing to watch John Jones get fucking knocked out. But
right.
15, Deebo Samuel. It's low.
Yeah.
15 feels low.
It does. It's way too low, and you should know better
after
this team already beat the brakes off them earlier this year.
I know, but we're going to stick with it. Fuck it. 15, Deebo. I think he's going to have a little bit better game than that.
You're going to have Calvin fucking Ridley above this guy?
I got him right at 14, Steve. That was perfect timing. Calvin Ridley at 14. Listen, say what you will about the placement in terms of Deebo Samuel here. I get it. It's a little dumb, but
it's a little dumb.
I get it. Listen, no one became great being safe, all right? Calvin Ridley's playing good football, though. Like, he's producing in this offense. And I get it. Tennessee looks fucking ugly every time they step on the field. Calvin Ridley, back-to-back weeks, has shown that he has become fantasy productive again. So I think he's going to keep the streak going here. I'm going to have him here at 14. 13, big play Zay. It's going to be small play Zay, but he's going to play well. I think he's going to get a lot of passes behind the line of scrimmage, and that's where he's going to be super effective. I think he's also going to have a couple of these short 5-yard curls that he's going to be able to make plays with. So I'm going to have him here at 13. I just think the activity that he'll get is going to get him in there. 12. I've seen this guy play better week in and week out, and it's time to just throw him in a bold spot and see if he can get the touchdown to get me there this week. It's Ladd McConkey.
Wow. Above Deebo.
This one I don't feel as bad about. This is bold. It's spicy, though. It's not like,
man.
This is like the Reaper at Dave's Hot Chicken spice we're talking right now.
Guys, you know what this means? Quentin Johnston, touchdown.
I know. Josh Palmer, touchdown. Yeah. Will Disley,
touchdown. Yeah.
I know, literally. Disley's a guy that I'm starting to consider in these tight end areas. He's getting close.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put Ladd here at 12, and if he plays well, you will not hear the end of it next week. And at 11, listen, you know this is one of my favorite receivers in the league. It's Brian Thomas Jr. I just think
BTJ.
I think it's an exposable defense. Like
not with Mac, buddy.
I know, but dude, it's still. I'm telling you, it's gonna work. It's gonna work out. He's gonna be fine. They're gonna have plays run specifically for Brian Thomas Jr. and he's gonna make a good play.
You know they're going against the Lions, right?
I know, but the Lions you can beat them in the secondary, man. And
I would say to Brian Branch, hey, you see whatever number he is.
Yeah, 7, I think.
Rough him up at the line and don't let him go nowhere.
I get it. They're going to be losing all game. They're going to need to throw the ball to their best player to try and get anything working all game. I think you see 12-plus targets to Brian Thomas, and with the skill that he has, he's reeling in 6 of them.
All right, we'll see. At 10, T. Higgins.
No T in the rankings.
Whoa! I'm guaranteeing live on air right now that T. Higgins scores a touchdown this week.
All right.
Live
All right.
on air.
All right.
Absolutely. Look, everyone's gonna be like, oh, Jamar Chase is the best receiver in football. He'll probably have 90+ yards. T. Higgins will get the red zone target.
Yeah.
Him and Yoshi Voss. Watch.
I know,
That's the way it goes. Right above him, 9, Garrett Wilson. The only receiving option I would really feel confident in New York, honestly.
Buddy, imagine bitching to go to New York just to be
horrible.
This terrible place. Glad you're happy, Devontae.
I'm dying to see if the Raiders have a higher record at the end of the year than the Jets.
Fucking hope so, dude. Oh my God.
At 8, little low, Tyreek Hill. Should probably be higher with Vegas, but I think it's an 8-chan game. And Waddle sneakily looked kind of decent yesterday, so
that'll all go away.
Yeah, he'll waddle his way to the sidelines. Something to keep in mind. 7 and 6, I got Kupp and Nakua. I honestly can't create separation in these guys. The separation is literally going to be who gets in the end zone because they're going to catch 5+ balls and they're going to catch 60+ yards. The both of them. So it's like, is Kyron going to get the target? Is Puka? Hold on. Matthew Stafford absolutely missed Kyron Williams on a walk-in touchdown yesterday.
And that was your one.
I shut the game off after that. I knew it. I knew it. Yeah. Danielle was like, Steven, just come to bed early. You don't need to worry about that bed. I was like, Danielle, you're so right. It's not happening. Oh, man. At 5, this is where I have Drake London. Look, I agree with you. I do just think his targets in the red zone are the difference. And I don't think that it matters if Surtain is lined up on him in the red zone. Like, if they put him on one side and they're stuck in his own defense and he motions to the other. I know he's not a guy that motions often or anything like that. But he's a front cone touchdown scorer consistently. He'll run that out route out of the slot, and Cousins will just have to put it in a place where nobody else but him can catch the ball. And that's kind of why I have him here. I think he can have some of those catches, like 6 or 7 of those type of catches throughout the game to have a 14-point day.
See, that's the play I think Surtain excels at, though. Like
an out route like that?
Yeah, something quick like that. Like, if they're in, like, pretty much up on the goal line, like, I don't like when Pat Surtain's pressed up like that because it's just like, dude, you have to get separated from him, and then you have to make a play when you know he's going for the ball.
Yeah, no, I know it's tough, but that's why you pay receivers and that's why you pay corners.
Yep.
Best on best, who's gonna win it?
Yep.
At 4, this is where I have him on Ross St. Brown. Almost forgot him. Couldn't forget that this week. Continues to look well. I know that the Lions passing game was all over the place this past week, but I mean, this dude's been one of the most consistent at the position the entire season. 3 is JJ, 2 is Nico Collins. I do think Nico Collins will make the return, and 1 has to beat Jamar Chase.
After that week, whew.
Yeah.
Love it. 10, I got Pickens. I'm putting him in here, man. I think he's going to have a great week.
Above Debo.
Everyone's above D. Yeah, at this point, you can say this about everybody until you get to, like, the top 7.
I'm gonna wait till you say Mike Williams.
I know. Braylon Allen, receiving yards this time. Like, he's not even playing at running back.
My God.
9, I got Puka. I did create a little separation between him and Cooper Kupp, and the reason why, listen, they're both equally as talented. I just think the game that they play is a little bit different, and I think that the better route runners, and Puka Nacua runs a great route. Cooper Kupp has some of the best footwork that you'll see at the receiver position and runs one of the best routes. I think that's where you can kind of beat the Patriots secondary a little bit more than being the physical catch-it guy. So that's why I have Puka here at 9. 8, I got CD. They got to just force feed him the ball. I think they will. I think he gets in the end zone, and that's what's going to drive his scoring. If he doesn't get in the end zone, he is down there in the top 20, but like not top 10.
He's going to be at Debo's spot.
Yes, it is. And here's where the issue runs it, because now I got A.J. Brown here at 7 on Thursday night. Think he's going to play really well this week. I got Terry here at 6. Terry's going to be the most bet-on guy on the Commanders for everything like that. But I really think, well, there's a reason, obviously. He's the most skilled guy. We know that. I don't love the corner play out of the Eagles. Like, they'll beat the bad teams, and the corners will play well against them. But the teams that are competitive and really going to force it on them, it doesn't always look pretty. And we see that receivers can beat that team. I'm going to go with Terry to have a good game this week. I think he gets in the end zone, and I think it's going to be because of how elevated Jaden Daniels' play is going to be this week. I think,
Okay.
we know that there's a star in Washington. I think this is the week where we go, oh, this is Washington's division now. Like, it's Washington's time. 5, I got Nico. 4, I got Coop Cup. Pains me to put them there, but I got Coop Cup here at 4. I think he goes off. 3, I got Amon-Ra. Could be at 2, but I got Jamar Chase at 2. And I think that the Vikings got to get right. It's Jay Jettas at 1. I think they're going to... Vikings have a bad taste in their mouth. Even though they beat Jacksonville, they want to go out there and prove that they're still the Minnesota Vikings that, people were ranting and raving about through 5-6 weeks. So I got Jay Jettas here at 1.
Absolutely. And Twan, before we wrap up this episode, do you have any favorable lines of the week? I do not.
It does look ugly.
On Tuesday, it doesn't look pretty for me to... I can't put you guys in that scenario.
God forbid, but I will. That's why you're the good guy.
Yeah.
I got Dolphins 7.5. I think they can cover this week, and you know how much I love that 7.5 line. Everyone that watches knows how much I love that 7.5 line by now. I like Minnesota to cover 6 here and get rack in the win column. I like Seattle to cover 6.5 against San Fran. I think it's going to be a close game. I think there's points in this game, but I'm going to take Seattle spread on this one, even though San Fran might get it done. I'm hoping for Seattle, though. I really do want to see them. I want to see that division be close.
Yeah.
Bills money line, we talked about that. Houston's going to beat the shit out of Dallas.
Think so?
Yeah, we talked about it earlier,
NFC
and like
game though.
8.5, they know something's happening, bro. 8.5 is one of those lines that I'm like, you're like, Dallas,
bro.
losing
If
by
you
more than a
look at
touchdown.
all his losses through 2 seasons, NFC teams, bro.
I get it, but it's like,
I know it's the Cowboys.
it is the Cowboys.
They
and
might
it's
not win
like,
the game, but the Cowboys, I'm going to tease that spread up a little bit.
they're same state too, and like sometimes that matters. Listen, they're in the same state. It's not that big of a travel for everybody, so. And there's always going to be a little bit of in-state rivalry there. Who's the best team? We know Houston's better than Dallas this year, but
you want to look, Houston Texans people. You want to listen to Micah Parsons on his podcast next week? Then fucking win the game.
Yeah, big time. Win it big time too.
Yeah.
My God,
absolutely. But
can drive, baby.
Yeah, can drive is going to be fun. Twan's going to be down in South Carolina having a great time, so we will miss that you in the limbo line on Saturday. You better not have any excuses for the toy drive. I'm just putting it out there.
I'm here,
right
buddy.
now.
December 14th, we're here, buddy. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
But yes, please consider, guys, there's a lot of people looking to your left and your right, your neighbors, people that you work with in the Boston community that are too afraid to ask for help, that literally can't afford to put meals on the table, and his loved ones at home. If you have an extra couple cans in the cabinet, or you can afford to get an extra shopping bag, just let us know. We'll pick it up, or you can go to the Pleasant Park Yacht Club or Orient Heights Yacht Club and drop it off. It means so much. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys. We'll be seeing you for Thanksgiving trivia, power rankings, and the Week 12 fantasy rankings real soon. You guys know that. Bro, I just thought the fire alarm was going off.
That was a good one. That's the best whistle I've ever done.
Yeah, it definitely was better than the one you tried to do earlier in the show. Peace, love, 5 stars, nothing less. Go Celtics.
Yes, go Celtics.